Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking a cosmic journey, going all the way from the vastness of space right down into your digital inbox to rethink what Earth Day actually means. We're going to look past the superficial trends and dig into the real history, bust some super persistent eco-myths, and uncover a few invisible threats to our world that are literally hiding in plain sight. Okay, let's dive right in. I want you to imagine you're an astronaut looking out the window of the International Space Station. Just dark, cold, infinite emptiness stretching out in every single direction. But then, right there in the frame you see it, our fragile, beautiful home wrapped in these delicate white swirls of clouds. You know, out of all the space we've observed, this is the only place in the known universe that has oxygen, liquid water, chocolate, dogs, and, well, life. It's an absolutely incredible perspective shift, isn't it?
And that profound realization brings us to a pretty staggering number, 1 billion. That's the number of people across the 190 countries who celebrate Earth Day every April 22nd. But as we'll see today, this global event is meant to be way more than just an excuse to post a picture of a tree on Instagram so we can feel like environmental heroes. It's supposed to be a global wake-up call. Essentially, it's a safety checklist for a spaceship that's running low on vital resources.
Now, Earth Day didn't start in some corporate boardroom. It builds from a catastrophic event into a massive historic turning point. So picture this. It's 1970, and U.S. Senator Gaylord Nelson witnesses the sheer devastation of a disastrous oil spill in California. He noticed that while politicians were busy debating economics and foreign policy, rivers were literally catching on fire from chemical waste, and cities were choking on smog. That realization sparked the very first Earth Day on April 22, 1970. And it actually worked. It led to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency and the passing of the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts. And the sheer scale of those 1970 protests was just unbelievable. 20 million Americans took to the streets. Think about that for a second. That represented about 10% of the entire American population at the time. Students, teachers, everyday citizens, they all occupied parks and universities. It really proved that ordinary people, and especially young people, can force actual systemic change and completely alter the course of history. So let's move into our first major topic, 3 shocking eco-myths we seriously need to bust. Myth number 1 is that classic excuse, hey, my single plastic straw won't change anything. But the reality? It's all about the math. If 8 billion people all say it's just one straw, well, we get an ocean completely choking on plastic. Because of this exact mindset, microplastics have now been found at the very bottom of the Mariana Trench. They're even circulating in human blood. Crazy, right? But here's the flip side. Every single time you say no to single-use plastic, you actively break that devastating chain. Okay, myth number 2 is the idea that eco-friendly living is some expensive luxury. Sure, some of those trendy green products are pretty pricey. But true sustainability? It's really about buying less, repairing what you already own, and just not wasting resources. The crucial takeaway here is that turning off your lights, buying a reusable bottle that literally pays for itself in weeks, or eating local seasonal food actually keeps a lot more money in your wallet over time. And myth number 3 is probably the biggest one of all. We need to save the planet because Earth is dying. Let's be brutally honest for a second. The Earth is going to be just fine. Our planet has survived asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, continental drifts, and ice ages. It's going to keep right on spinning with or without us. When we fight for the environment, we aren't really saving the planet itself. We're simply fighting to save the specific climate that allows us to breathe, drink water, and grow our food. Basically, we're trying to save ourselves. Which brings us to our next section, invisible threats, or the dark side of our modern world. Now, this might shock you, but did you know your inbox is heating the planet? Seriously, those 5,000 unread spam emails just sitting comfortably in your inbox right now are actively heating up the globe. I know, it sounds completely counterintuitive because the digital world feels weightless and invisible, but trust me, it has a very real, very heavy physical footprint. You see, our digital carbon footprint is massive because the cloud isn't really a cloud at all. It's millions of giant physical servers sitting in enormous data centers that keep the internet running. Sending an email, streaming your favorite show in 4K, or storing gigabytes of old photos requires astronomical amounts of electricity to run those servers and immense amounts of water just to keep them all cool. And speaking of water, this next number is truly staggering. 2,700 liters.
That's the amount of water needed to manufacture just one single cotton t-shirt. To put that into perspective, that is enough water to supply one person's drinking needs for 2.5 years. All for a single shirt you might wear, a handful of times?
That's the dark side of your closet. Our global obsession with fast fashion is just devastating. The fashion industry alone is responsible for nearly 10% of global carbon emissions. Because we buy into these rapid disposable trends, millions of tons of clothes are thrown away every single year. They end up forming literal mountains of waste in landfills across countries like Chile and Ghana.
Okay, let's pivot to some solutions with 4 simple actions you can take today.
We talked about the problems, but here are 4 incredible high-impact life hacks to help fix them. Number 1, the 20-minute rule. If your destination is under a 20-minute walk, just leave the car behind. It's great for your health and means 0 emissions for the air. Number 2, practice digital hygiene. Simply deleting old newsletters and clearing out your cloud storage reduces server load and saves energy. Number 3, be a conscious consumer. Before buying a new gadget or that fast fashion shirt, just pause and ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I just bored? And number 4, meatless Mondays. Skipping meat just 1 day a week significantly reduces the extensive deforestation and water usage associated with raising cattle. These are tiny steps, but they have a profound global impact. As we look up at the stars, sending probes to Venus and searching for life on Mars, we kind of have to face a harsh reality. Mars is a freezing desert, and Venus is a toxic oven. Guys, there is absolutely no planet B. This beautiful, fragile cosmic ship we call Earth is our only home, and we are all passengers on it together with 0 backup plan. We really hope this explainer has completely changed how you view your daily impact on our world. We'd like to wrap up today with a very heartfelt dedication on screen. A sincere thank you to teacher Svetlana Kraus, whose guidance continues to inspire learning and stewardship. As you step away today, I want to leave you with this one question. What is the single invisible habit you are going to change right now to become a better crew member on our only spaceship?